Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, wherever you are joining us from today, and welcome. For those who do not know me, I'm Ruby Golo, the Executive Director for Global Chamber Accra, Ghana. Um, Today, for the housekeeping, we'll appreciate it if you keep your microphones on mute until we get to the Q&A section, and then you can come on stage to ask your questions. We have all experienced the ups and downs from the start of the year until now, and we all need some encouragement for the remaining year and beyond. That is why we are so lucky to have Helen Gibson, MBA from the UK, with us today. She's an award-winning entrepreneur and an author of Go for Goosebumps. In fact, I actually just got my copy in the post. So I will encourage you all to grab a copy yourself as well. So Helen, the floor is yours. Please share a bit more about yourself, and we are ready for your presentation. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ruby. Thank you, Doug, and hello to everybody that's here this morning, this afternoon, wherever you are in the world. I too have a copy, so hopefully you can see very orange. And as we say, we all need some encouragement. And this is what my book is all about. And this afternoon, I'm really pleased to have just a little bit of time with you to share a few things from the book that hopefully will speak to you. And then a little bit of time for questions and comments as well. So I don't want to do all the talking at all. I very much want to open this up once I've shared a few bits with you. So thank you for joining us. And in terms of Go for Goosebumps, I don't know how you feel about that, but for me, the goosebumps are things that are slightly exciting, perhaps slightly scary, but they're the things that make the hairs on your neck stand up and pay attention because there's something that is moving you in a way. And that is why I've called the book Go for Goosebumps, because the goosebumps are a signal to encourage us in terms of the direction forward. And what I'd like to share with you today is all about how to navigate a good way forward when actually life can feel very discouraging, a bit like porridge in terms of being stuck and heavy. I don't know in Ghana whether you have porridge or oatmeal, whether that is something, a food that means something to you. But certainly in England, it is that really kind of sticky porridge. And the way of having goosebumps as a navigation system is the ability to encourage ourselves and other people out of that stickiness and out of being stuck when you feel that you are perhaps wading through porridge in life. So if we could move on to the next slide, that would be wonderful. And I've always wanted to write a book, and I don't know about you guys here this afternoon, whether some of you may have written books as well, or perhaps you've got a dream in terms of thinking, one day I'm going to write a book. But even if you haven't, I want to ask this question to you and say, what story are you writing? So even if you're not writing a physical book, what is the story of your life? And I want to just pause a second for you to think about what kind of story is your life telling you? What does it say about you? And what is the legacy that you are going to leave behind? When you think of all the time, the energy, the talents that you have, actually, what story are you writing with all of those things that you have at your disposal? So I encourage you to think about, well, what does it look like at the moment? And if you're not happy with how your story is playing out at the moment, it's not too late. And there is still time for all of us to think about a different chapter and a different ending, potentially, for our own stories. If we can move on to the next slide, please, that'd be amazing. Thank you very much. So I come at this from having worked for many years in international business, so lots of different countries around the world, and not the honeymoon destinations. So typically my business has been in countries where it's been pretty difficult or hostile environments, or certainly fragile environments, conflict environment. So places like Afghanistan, Ukraine, and the work that I bring in terms of encouragement and everything that's in the book is off having done that sort of work in quite challenging situations. So again, when we think about why encouragement is so important, wherever you are right now in the world and wherever you are right now in terms of your life situation, your work situation, I hope that some of these nuggets will be helpful for you, because they are from some of the most difficult situations. So I'll share some of those with you in a moment, but I wanted you to have a sense of where I'm coming from, given that this is a global platform, and share just a small amount about my work. So if we're able to move on, that'd be wonderful. Okay, and actually we can move on again, but this just gives you a flavour of some of the clients that I've worked with, which includes different foreign governments, but often international donors, so organisations like the United Nations, and individual clients, but often in health and justice. So again, I share that just so you know where I'm coming from. But if we can move on to the next slide, that'd be wonderful. Thank you very much, and let's move on again in the interest of time and get but yeah, that's great. So I did get an award from the King, and this is the King of England here, to recognise that international work. And also I'm doing a lot of work in terms of helping other businesses to win awards from the King. So I'm very happy when we've got a bit of time to take questions, to answer anything in terms of things that would help you in terms of growing your business globally. So if we move on, that'd be super. Okay, and I think often when you think about working internationally, people say to me things like, it's too complicated, it's going to take years and years to win a contract in another country. People say to me, I'm worried that the clients won't pay in a different country because I don't understand the system. And people have concerns about safety, and is it going to be a good operating environment to do business. So those are some of the things that people say to me that are discouraging them from operating internationally. But if we move on to the next slide, my answer to you is that we can do it. So if you're in a situation of looking at your own business and how to diversify that, globalize it, internationalize it, or from a more personal point of view, my message, and it comes through very clearly in terms of Go for Goosebumps, is that actually we can do it, and we can do it even in the most difficult, hostile environment. And if I can do it, then I'm sure that you can do it too. Because I'm not the cleverest person in the world. I'm not the most experienced person in the world. I'm not the best looking person in the world. I'm not the cleverest person in the world. But actually, I have found a way to not only do business, but do life against some real odds. I can see we've got a hand up. If I may, can I ask that we save questions to the end, and I'll pick up those If that's okay, Ruby, would you suggest that we wait to the end for
Yes,
questions?
it
Yeah.
will be at the end. Gilda, can you put your hand down? We still have your hand showing up. Thank you.
But hold on to that question, Gilda, and take a note of it. Don't forget it. But I'll race through the slides and then we'll have some time to ask those questions shortly. If we can move on to the next slide, that'd be brilliant. Thank you very much. So the world needs you. And it needs you exactly as you are. So you may be sat there thinking, oh, I'm not experienced enough, or I'm not well qualified enough for whatever it is that you would like to do and that you're dreaming of. But again, my message to you is that the world needs you, and it needs me, it needs us, and to recognize the unique offer that we have in terms of our skills and our talents. So, yeah, please be assured the world very much needs every one of us exactly as we are. We can move on to the next slide, that'd be super. Thank you. Now, this is a little boy. It's one of my nephews. He's only 5 years old. And if you've got children or if you know children, they will always be saying, why? And I think as adults, we often don't continue to ask why about what we're doing and where we're going and the sorts of stories that we're writing with our time and our talents. But we really need to keep coming back to, well, why are we here? Why are we doing what we're doing? And I really want to encourage you to keep asking why? Because sometimes it's easier to keep going and doing the things that we've always done without actually really being clear what is the purpose, what is the end goal here, and what is the legacy in terms of the story that we are writing and going to tell at the end. If we can move on again, that'd be brilliant. This one, dancing on the beach. Do it with gusto. So this is an Italian word, but whatever it is we are doing with our time and our energy and our talents, I want to encourage you to really do it 110% and do it with enthusiasm, do it with passion, do it with energy, because actually anything else is a waste of time. So if we're going to go for something, if we're going to go for those goosebump moments, let's go for it with gusto. Next slide, please. Wonderful. Thank you very much. And if you want to be a leader, let's start leading. Because we may be the leader of a team at work, we may be a leader of a community group, we may be a leader of our family, but whatever kind of leader we are, each and every one of us is a leader because we are the leaders of our own lives. So let's not wait to be more experienced or more qualified or whatever it might be. We need to actually just start leading. And in that way, we are all leaders and will be very clearly the leaders of our own lives. Next slide, please. Now, this is a picture with my team. It's taken quite a few years ago, but it's not a professional picture. It's a funny picture, and it was actually a very windy day, and you might realise that my dress was nearly blowing away, and colleagues are a bit concerned about that and stepping in to try and help. But everybody is laughing and having a good time. And out of all of the professional pictures, I decided that this one was actually the best and the favourite because it captures us being ourselves, having a good time. And so often we're really formal and really serious, but actually if we're going to have the energy, have the momentum, and be encouraged, one of the best ways to do that and encourage other people is to be ourselves rather than trying to be something that we're not. So please remember this when you're perhaps trying to be something other than your true self. Let's move on. That'd be great. Next slide, please. Thank you very much. Now, this one, use your values to navigate uncharted territory. And I don't know about you, but so often I've been in uncertain situations. I've been facing things that I've never experienced before, both in business but in life as well. And it's been really uncharted territory for me. And I've done quite a lot of different things in quite a lot of countries. So I'm not a shy person. I've got a lot going for me. But there are still times where I really don't know what is the best way forward. And I'm not sure what is the right thing to do or the best thing to do for the particular situation I find myself in. And that is where I come back to the values that I have, both personally and business-wise, and use those values to steer me. And I want to encourage you to do the same, that when you're faced with a situation that you don't know how to handle and you're not sure how you're going to step out of that porridge situation, you don't know what the right answer is, to come back to, well, what are your values? What do you stand for? And use those as a navigation system to chart a good way forward. Okay, let's move on to the next slide, please. Got just a few more and then we'll have some time for questions. This idea of a sense of adventure. Again, I don't know about you, I have always had a sense of adventure, and I think as we're sort of in childhood, there is often that sense of adventure and exploring and doing new things. I think as adults, it can be the case that we stop exploring or we lose some of that sense of adventure, and actually we become quite comfortable and tread the same well-worn path, whether they are good for us or not. It's what we know and it's what we do. But I want to encourage you to go into life with that renewed sense of adventure. And actually, rather than being scared about things or being uncomfortable with some of the new situations that we might find ourselves in, to actually think about, can we approach that with an exploratory mindset and with a sense of adventure, that actually there is an opportunity here for something adventurous. And I think that's a really helpful way of traveling through life. Okay, to our next slide, please. Identify your cheerleaders and anchors. We all need people that are going to cheer us on, encourage us, and we also all need people or things that are going to anchor us. And that'll probably be different for each and every one of us. But the important thing in terms of encouraging ourselves and therefore being able to encourage other people is to have those cheerleaders and to have those anchors. And it may not be the same people for cheerleaders and anchors, but who is it that is in your corner and encouraging you? And similarly, who can you be a cheerleader and an anchor for in terms of those that you're relating to as well? So on to the next slide, please. Test equals testimony. Again, thinking about legacy, thinking about stories. What is it that the tests that we are going through are going to enable us to testify about as a result? And I don't know about you, but certainly for me, some of the most difficult situations have then led to me being able to give that testimony off the back of that experience. And that is really, really powerful. So don't be put off when you're facing those tests. And it is right that we face those tests. It's going to be inevitable. But what kind of testimony are we going to have off the back of that? And keep that in mind when we're going through the next test. Okay, next slide, please. I've got just a couple of tips here in terms of thinking about global business and working internationally, and just a couple of things from me that have really, really helped growing my business, and I'm sure some of these will help with you as well. So pitch up in the country. Yes, we're online today, but if at all possible, let's get into the country, and that's where things really start to happen. Local partners are absolutely essential. So yes, we can fly or we can go to other countries, but we absolutely need to work with local people and organisations on the ground. We need professional support. We can't go global without it. So whether that's accountants, whether it's interpreters, we need that professional support. If you're at all concerned, and I have been at times in the past and questioned the seriousness of some potential clients, get them to visit you before you visit them. And managing those risks. And if you can't do that, then take a deposit before starting. But think about how can you seize those opportunities with confidence by managing the risks. And that's one of the ways that's worked really well for me. Things always get lost in translation. So over communicate. Let's communicate, communicate, communicate. And finally, to expect the unexpected and enjoy the adventure, because things are going to happen that we're not expecting. We are going to take the scenic route. We are going to take the road less traveled quite often. But the key thing is to expect that and to enjoy the adventure that comes with that. Okay, on to the final slide that we've got, please. Thank you very much. So I've mentioned legacy a number of times, and I think when we're stuck and we're not sure, we might be completely stopped or pulled off on a side road. We might be homeward bound. We might be at a crossroads in terms of where we are right now. But wherever we are on our journey, keep bringing us back to legacy and what does that look like for you. And I think so often when we are stuck in that porridge and we're discouraged and things aren't going well, it can be easy to think actually nothing's happening, or even I'm going backwards. Never mind going forwards, I'm actually going backwards here. But to reassure you and remind you that there is always a harvest in the hearts and the minds and the lives of the people that you have touched. And don't underestimate that, both in business and in your life, that actually you leave a real legacy with those that you are fortunate enough to be relating to. So finally, last slide, please, and then we'll take some questions. Okay, encouragement matters. And I wanted to finish up with this because it's so important. When you unwrap encouragement, in the middle of encouragement is courage. So encouragement is where we get our courage from, both for ourselves and for other people. And if we can really release that courage, the potential is enormous. And I'm sure each and every one of us has somebody that encourages us, whether that's a partner, whether it's a colleague, a parent, But can we do that for other people? So encouragement matters because it's where we get the courage from to keep moving forward. Okay, finally then, last, and actually we've got one extra, what encourages you, but let's fast forward to the final slide because I'm conscious of time, and that's brilliant. Okay, so I leave you with let's become a global encourager today, because I know how much it means for me to have the right kind of encouragement. If I hadn't have had that encouragement, I probably wouldn't have left home, and I certainly wouldn't have done business in nearly 30 different countries. But that encouragement actually has made that possible for me. So I encourage you to become a global encourager today. Who is it that needs your encouragement? And how can you show up for somebody else in terms of being that encourager? So we will stop there, and I will stop speaking. We will come out of the slideshow and we will open it up now for 10 minutes or so. I know we had a question from Gilda, but anybody else that has got questions or particular comments, let's go for it.
Thank you so much, Helen. This is wonderful. The floor is open, but I would like to go first. In the book, you talk about creating clarity and things when things feel very heavy. Can you share a story on how encouragement helped cut through confusion for you or a client?
Yeah, thanks, Robbie. And I think there's a real lack of clarity in so many situations, and that can be that things are just very confusing, very messy, or it can be that things are very patchy in that you are lacking resources, you're lacking strategy, you're lacking finance, whatever it might be. So I think there's a whole spectrum of where there is confusion for whatever reason and a real lack of clarity. And I mean, I would say, I think so often we can't get the clarity that we want or need, and have to proceed anyway, despite a lack of clarity, and have to get comfortable with that. But the more that we are able to get clarity, and I think that can be coming from being clear about our legacy and what is the end game for us, that can then help direct our steps backwards in terms of being clear and what we invest our time and our energy and our resources into.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks for the first question.
It's open up. So anyone want to, ask their questions, please feel free. This is the time.
Shall we come to Gilda first of all? Given Gilda, you had your hand up. Can you remember the
everyone.
question? Hello, Gilda.
I'm so sorry. I'm in the hospital, so if you hear any sound around, please pardon me.
Oh, don't worry, don't worry.
Yeah, I'd love to ask a question about there's this fear that comes to if you want to go into the international market. There is always uncertainty of the unknown, what to expect, and all that. And you were saying that you need people to encourage and motivate you all the way. My question is that if you don't have such people around, what recommendations can you give in that aspect?
Yes, and that's a really, really good question. I'm grateful to you for asking that because so many of us don't have the encouragers around us, and if we're not fortunate to have that, it's looking at, well, how can we get that? How can we build it? How can we do it for ourselves if there aren't people doing it for us. So I talk in the book on a number of things in terms of building community and looking at, for example, who are our first responders, who are our carers in terms of taking care of us, and where at all possible to bring together the jigsaw pieces that stitch a safety net for us that will give us the things that we need in order to be the best possible person we can be. So I encourage you to think about stitching that safety net together from different sources, and it might be different friends, different community groups. It might be some of the practical things in terms of finance and so what is it? But being very proactive about creating that safety net and community for ourselves, and then looking after it and cultivating it. But yeah, ultimately it comes down to being in a position to encourage ourselves, even if there's nobody else or nothing else around. How can we encourage ourselves through that?
Great. Thank you. Who is next?
Yeah, could I come in? My name is Mercy.
Yes, please.
Hi, Mercy.
Hello. Thanks
Hello.
so much. Yeah, sorry I missed the earlier sections, but I think that to succeed in life, generally, you need to socialize a bit. It's helpful. And also to succeed in business, you need to network. So the encouragement bit is so crucial to what we do socially and economically as women, and also as effective participants in our community. So I think that this is a very important topic, and it helps to consolidate the fact that networking is critical in everything that we do, because building relationships sort of becomes the bedrock for how we succeed in business, how we become effective participants in our communities, whether in business or in social activities. So it's a very critical thing that we need to. There's no point in becoming down all the time. And if you do need to get some kind of support or to seek help. It's important, and it's okay to fail, but always to try and get up somehow. So I think that's a very important topic that we need to move forward quickly. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mercy. And you've hit the nail on the head there that encouragement, and it is something that we can take anywhere. Yeah, it can be used anywhere with anyone at any time. And it's such a powerful ingredient that if we can inject encouragement into teams, into organizations, into countries, then yeah, the impact of that is exponential in terms of where people will go with that encouragement. And again, encouragement, it doesn't cost us anything. It's not anything fancy. It's something we can all do immediately. We can be an encouragement as soon as we get off this call and look at the impact of that.
Absolutely. Thank you, Helen.
Thank you,
We
Robbie.
have another hand up. Yes. Thank you, Mercy, for that question. Next, I see who has the hand up.
Hi,
Oh,
hi, Ruby. It's me. It's
okay.
Doug. Hi, Helen. Very inspiring. Really
Hi, Doug.
amazing. You are just a very special lady. What inspires you?
We're all
and
very special people.
Thank you. What inspires you, and when did you come up with this idea?
Thank you. And one of the key things that has inspired me has been encouragement. As I say, I would probably not have left home had I not had the right kind of encouragement to be a bit more adventurous. So yeah, in terms of that inspiration, it is the encouragement often of others that has made me think, oh, I could try that. I could perhaps go a bit further than I think, or maybe that is possible. And things that I would never have thought of. If somebody else encourages you, then you start to think, oh, maybe that would be possible for me, and go for it.
Yeah, who in your life is a source of that inspiration?
And initially, it was my parents from an early age, and my wider family. I've got a sister and two brothers. So that family encouragement. But then as time has gone on, it's been much broader than that in terms of some very encouraging colleagues, mentors, clients that have been really encouraging and loyal and coming back, friends. So multiple encouragers as the years have gone on, but starting off with encouragement from the family. But fully appreciate that's not always the case for us.
Are you finding, considering the way the world is, that people need more encouragement, and how are you addressing that on a global basis? There's so many challenges these days. There have always been challenges around the world, right? Are you seeing things getting better or worse, and how do we deal with that?
Yeah, thanks, Doug. And as you say, my mission is to encourage the world, because we do massively need encouragement. And I think the way that the global uncertainty is playing out in terms of security, in terms of politics, in terms of climate, in terms of some of the public health challenges, and then you lay in our personal situations with relationships, work, worry about the future. You add that all up, and it's very easy to be discouraged and to become quite stuck, and to find the energy and the momentum to push against that and keep moving forward in a good way is, yeah, I think really important at the moment, and we need to work really hard at doing that for ourselves and for others.
Have you read the book by any chance, Hope by Jane Goodall? And she is such an inspiring.
No, I haven't actually, but I've heard of it and it's on my list. So you would recommend it?
Not only she has that book and it's amazing. It's just extraordinary. I got to meet her at our daughter's elementary school in Tokyo many years ago. She was inspiring in person. The book itself is amazing. And she also did a book with Desmond Tutu, who also is a very inspiring leader. And the combination of Jane Goodall and Desmond Tutu is quite extraordinary as well. Again, on the topic of hope.
And I've done work with the Tutu Foundation, and
Wow.
yeah, so absolutely agree. But I will certainly look out that book and read it sooner than late, rather than later. Now, Doug, thank you.
I'm sure it's not as good as yours. When does the book come out?
It came out in March, so it's already available. And
Okay.
actually, maybe this is a good time. Yeah. So, yes, for anybody that is interested, the book is available, and it is available worldwide. So you can get it from the usual places like Amazon, or I believe one or two shops in Ghana. but certainly wherever you normally get your books from, you should be able to get hold of a copy if you would like one. And if you want to be in touch with me, I'm very happy to pick up with people if people want to be in touch off the back of that. I'm conscious of time, so yeah, but that's certainly available. And if it speaks to you and you would like a further conversation, then open to that.
Brilliant. Ruby, may I ask one more question?
Yes.
Helen, who do you want to meet? Who are you aspiring to connect with in your next steps?
Well, I'm coming out to New York at the end of August, so that's in about 5 weeks' time, and I'm lining up that agenda at the moment. So if there's anybody, I know you're in LA, Doug, at the moment, but if there's anybody New York wise, then that's next in terms of where I'm going physically at the moment, and hope to come to Ghana at some point in real life rather than on the screen.
We'll be happy to host you, Helen. Thank you so much. I know you are pressed with time because you have a delegation that you have to meet. But I think you have
Mexicans, a
yes,
Mexican delegation.
yes. But we do have a question from Agnes Ankara in the chat. She's asking, when you decided to take your business international, what were the first three things you did? And what advice would you give to someone hoping to do the same?
And it was never a decision to go international. It happened by invitation or by accident. And I think that's, again, a real message to be open and alert to opportunities and invitations, and to keep that adventurous spirit, because things might come up that you hadn't planned to do and that weren't part of your strategy, but open up a whole new world. So keep that in mind. But if you are being strategic about actually going global and that is part of your strategy, and I shared a couple of tips obviously earlier on, but I think crucially to visit the country and spend some time in country rather than just doing the remote research and conversations, but actually pitch up, and that's the best way to make it land and grow it.
Great. And she has a second one. How can I balance resilience with knowing when it's time to change directions? I think we all get to that point. So
Yeah, and I'll answer this very quickly because I do need to run. But in the book, I talk about traffic light. So stop, get ready, and go, and accelerate. And I think that's a really useful model in terms of resilience, that we've got to take the time to stop. We've got to take the time to prepare. And then we've got to be ready to go and really accelerate when the time is right. And if we can use that, that's a good way of staying resilient, but also going in the right direction, and making sure that remains a good way forward.
thank you. Thank you so much, Helen. I know you have to go. For those who want to connect with Helen, you can find her on LinkedIn. I don't know if you're able to share your link in the chat for people to connect with you. But we really appreciate your time with us today. And I am so encouraged. I'm going all out with it. Zach, I don't know. So Helen, do you have any closing remarks before you leave us? And then I will call Doug to say a few words to close us. Thank you.
Thanks, Ruby. And I would simply say to you, go for goosebumps, go for the things that are going to light you up, and be an encourager today.
Thank you.
Bye.
All the best. Bye. Thank you for your
You too.
time.
Bye. Bye. See you soon.
All the best with the Mexican delegation.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, arriba. Bye, guys. See you soon.
Thank you.
Bye.
Take care. Bye.
That is some energy, positive energy, isn't it? Wow,
I
amazing.
know. Thank you. Thank you, Doug. What will be your closing remarks for us?
Oh, hey, that was encouraging, and I am going to connect her. I'm actually in the system now and connecting her with our New York chapter. Last week we had the largest event ever at Global Chamber New York. It was overflow. We actually had people turned away. We had a couple speakers, one on economic development, and the other was a similarly inspiring person, a man who is blind, and he has crossed the Pacific Ocean in a boat, and next year he plans to cross the Pacific by himself. And so he spoke at Global Chamber New York and was amazing. And so I think we saw a flavor of that today as well. Ruby, how did you two meet? You and Helen.
I have a history of working with the British, so that's how we connected. My previous work life was with the British High Commission in Ghana for 17 years, and along that line, we got to meet each other. So that's how come I connected with her.
Great. Oh, that was amazing. And so, what are you thinking about for your next event for next month?
Okay, so for next month, we have someone from the Salt Chamber coming to talk to us about the salt industry in Ghana. It's an area that hasn't been explored, and the topic will be value addition in salt, moving beyond raw exports. And so that will be on the 25th of August. So you can follow us on all our social media channels and come along to know what opportunities there are in the salt industry in Ghana.
That's amazing. And we have a member in Mexico, True Salt. And so I'll let them know. What do you think about Nigeria's recent initiative around reducing or eliminating raw cocoa exports? Has that impacted Ghana? And is Ghana considering a similar type of action to encourage processing of cocoa within the country instead of raw exports?
Yeah, so Ghana is part of that initiative because we want to add value to the cocoa. The current situation is the raw beans is taken out of Ghana, processed, packaged, and sent back to us. And we want to change that. We want to encourage people who are into the cocoa industry to come and set up and add value to the product so that we can have more to export and some foreign exchange as well. So it's not just Nigeria. Ghana is part of the as well, because when it comes to production, Cote d'Ivoire comes first and Ghana is second, and then we have the others. So I think the presidents of these countries have come together to kind of drive this initiative, and it's very laudable.
Great. Thank you. Thank you for your knowledge there, and thank you always for your support and inspiration. Very much in tune with the topic today.
And thank you for those who have come along today. We still have a few minutes. If anyone wants to come up on stage, just introduce yourself or that you offer the floor open. Mercy, can you tell us a bit more about what you do?
Hello, Ruby. I retired from the UN 10 years ago, and I went into farming. I'm a small farmer. I produce honey and beeswax for the local market, hoping to go into exports. I'm also involved in some philanthropy work on voluntary basis. I'm a Rotarian, and I also play advisory roles on a number of women-led NGOs promoting gender equality, peace and women, peace and security, as well as for young people. And
Okay.
I'm a homemaker. My passion
Are you a
is
member
farming,
of OWIT?
as I said. Yes, I'm a member of OWIT. Yes.
Okay. Are you a
Yes.
okay? Hi,
Yes.
Donald. Would you want
Thank you.
to come on stage? Thank you, Mercy. How about Diana? Are you available?
Ruby, are you talking to me?
Yes.
Ruby, yes, I'm here.
Oh, hi, Diana.
I'm sorry, did you
Go
hear that? I hear
ahead.
Diane.
Tell us a bit about it. Go ahead,
Can you hear me?
Diana.
Yes,
Yes.
my name is Diana Mruwe. I am based in Tampa, Florida, and I am the founder of Tigara Group. I help companies expand into markets outside of the US. And I do tend to focus on the African continent, especially East and West Africa.
Great. Thanks for coming along.
Of course,
Basil,
thank
I'm
you. It was a
for
great
you
session.
are here. Thank you. I like that. Thanks for that feedback. Vera, would you want to tell us a bit more about yourself, or Basil, whoever is available? Oh, McAfee, your hand is up. Go ahead.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, so my name is Makafui Elvis. I'm a student of the African Leadership University studying entrepreneurial leadership, and I'm currently interning at Global Trade Consult, and this is my lovely boss. Yes. Thank you for allowing me to speak.
Thank you, McAfee. And McAfee is also a student member of Global Chamber. So
Yes.
thank you, McAfee.
You're welcome. Thank you too.
Osewosu, would you want to come on stage?
Yeah, hello.
Hi.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Osebisu, and I also run a design studio called Bizarre. So how we do is that we work with founders and organizations to build their brand identity and also websites. So that's what I do for now. Thank you.
Okay. I hope you enjoyed the section today.
Oh, yes, I enjoyed it, especially about encouragement and also surrounding yourself with highly motivated people.
Wonderful.
Thanks much.
You're welcome. Who else can I call on stage? Anyone want to come up? Basil Ampufo, would you want to say something about your offerings? Hi, Madam Agnes, are you there?
Yes, Ruby, I'm here. How are you doing?
I'm good.
All right. Thank you for having us, especially myself. And I'll just want to say that I'm co-founder of a school in Pram Pram Seaside International School, and I'm based here in Accra, Ghana. Hello.
Yes, go ahead. We
And I
can hear
also
you.
work as the okay. I also work as a local coordinator for Nova Scotia International Student Program here in Ghana. And at the moment, I do some consult work with Gedu and Leverage as well. And I'm a mother of four and looking forward to, explore into new areas, I guess. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thanks for sharing that. Donald, would you want to come on stage?
Yeah, good morning. Sorry. I know it's a different time zone and everything. So, I guess one of the biggest things I just wanted to put out there is that we do have that webinar coming up on August 27th. So, everybody keep an eye out for that. So, Ruby, me, and Helen is going to be involved in that. So, keep an eye out for that
Yeah,
because that's leading into our December event. So, look forward to that. We're almost done with everything posted on the webinar. So, that way we can start promoting that. So I guess that's the biggest thing I just want to say this morning. So it's good to have this meeting, and I am glad that I joined this morning. So everybody have a good
thank
day.
you. Wonderful. Is Helen still in the room?
I'm not sure.
I can't see her.
Uh,
I think she
yeah,
dropped off.
she might have dropped off. She's been
Yeah.
having some other issues going on. So
Okay.
yeah.
Brilliant. Thank you, everyone. Really good to have you today. And I look forward to seeing you 25th of August. All the best remaining of the week.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Ruby.
Myla.
Bye.
Thank you, Dad.
Bye-bye.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
cheers.
Bye.
Bye.